Hi, this is Marty from the Dougherty Garden, and today while the virus is still plaguing the country, and Larry's addressing the country and seeing how good job he is, let's get into serious stuff here. Something that we have control over, and that's soil in your garden. Basically, this is the main component of my soils in the Dougherty Garden. Excuse me. Is these trays. I collected these trays over the years, and I got a bunch from my friend Ruth from a tropical garden from the old days when he used to put trays of plants in the stores in these little 4x4 little plastic shells, and they used to put them, as they say, I think about 14, 15, 12 or something. I forget, 3 across and about 5 down. So about 15 plants to a tray. But this is what they use to transport them. Now they have much more, and some places are still using these little trays, but I use them for sifting soil. And basically, my soil, as you can see, excuse me, smoker's cough. There is the soil. As you can see, it's not pure sand. What I do is I take the soil, the top layer of my soil, as you can see. Let me just go back there so you can just get a general idea. See where that little push cart is for my little grandchild? There's a bare spot. I'll grab the topsoil from there, put it into a shovel full, put them in a pail, and transport that pail to over here, and then I'll take a portion of the pail, dump it in here, and I literally shake the soil to separate the soil and all the little goody stuff. Basically, that's why I don't have a real compost bin per se, because all the stuff that's rotting out there from the mulch and everything else literally shakes through the holes in my trays. And anything that's left on the top, I separate. I take weeds, anything large that I really don't want in there, and I walk over to my garbage cans. And the garbage cans, I'll open it up. It doesn't matter nowadays because it all goes to the recycle bin. And I just take out anything that's weeds, anything long, any type of root structure that looks like it can still grow, and I'll take it out and throw it in the garbage. What's left is mostly debris from former mulch and everything else. I don't know, like they call it no drip mulch, no float mulch. Wake up, money, no float mulch. And I dump all the rest of that stuff that most likely, if it's not growing or tend to grow a weed, I'll try and get it out of it. But as you can see, I'm fairly successful. Maybe a few little green there survive through, but this is my path for taking the garbage out. So anytime I see something that's growing rather large, I just remove it out of the way. So getting back into the garden, now let's see. Now everything that falls through is the soil that is used as a base for adding all my good stuff. Like I say, most of this pail is mostly, say about 2/3 of the bottom haven't been mixed yet. But the top portion is what gets the new soil, falls in the top portion. And on the top portion, I'll also have my little containers that I got from my neighbor. Like I say, he's in the pool business, and they throw these containers out every once in a while. You go to a Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that, they're going to charge you $4 or $5 for a container that I literally get on the street for nothing. And basically, they're fairly watertight. It took a few years before I found the most recent ones that they deliver are watertight. So here we go. What's in here? Oh, we're getting a delivery from UPS. What's in here is my palm tree fertilizer. I buy it in a rather large bag, and this is what it looks like. And what I do with that, there's a whole couple, but what I do is I just sprinkle a little bit in with my soil preparation, no matter if it's palms or whatever. I just mix everything. I'm happy. I must be getting a new package. The next one is my Canadian peat moss. That's the dusty stuff. As you can see, I take a cup or two and put it into the soil. And the next one is, I buy it in bulk, so with perlite. Nice little granule, loosens the soil up and does the trick. So that is along with that. And also, I buy the cheapest package of, let me see if my friend, you can't see me, I buy the cheapest package of, I think it's $1.99 a package, or a couple of pound bags. They're in with all the soil, all the 3M stuff, and all the more expensive soil. So I basically make my own soil. What I do is I take what they call mulch, cow manure, and stuff that's all in one little bag. So rather than buy individual bags, I buy that $2 bag, and I take it home. And 9 times out of 10, I'll look in the store and see if I can find a broken bag, and I'll usually get it at half the price or a third the price. And like I say, here's more mulch, not mulch, more perlite. And this bag is my daughter-in-law and son. Every once in a while, will, as they go to Starbucks throws out pails and pails of coffee ground. So I put this in the pail, but unfortunately this time, whenever you put it into a pail to protect it from the rain, it sort of sweats and gets into a milky stuff. So what I do is every once in a while I'll take some out, let it soften in the sun, so this way it gets some more granular, so it's not clumpy. I try to break it up into little small pieces. And then we come over to my use of the plastic containers. I use my coffee containers to store all the goodies. And in this case over here, the first one is my eggshells. Instead of throwing the eggs out, I take the eggshells out and I put them in a little container. And I'll take this little device, because one of the children are in the medicine business, so in the pharmacy business, so I got one of those, and I put my eggshells in there, and I let the anchorage crumble it down to nothing, and then as it gets down to nothing, I put them in the container over here, and over time, I just keep on shaking the container until they get into these little tiny pieces. Good for the garden mix, and also good for stuff that's crawling around your garden, because I don't think these little things that are crawling don't like the sharp edges. And next to last is my perlite again, but what I do is I take that bluish color soil, not soil, but granules that they put in a container and you spray your lawn with, so they can do it. Instead of me spraying, I just take it and mix it in with the perlite, shake it up, and that's my mixture. And I'll take a bunch of that and I'll put it into the soil mixture. Last but not least is my what is now a liquid. Years ago, I had the what do you call it? The Epsom salt, and I think it's potassium sulfate. I'm not sure, but they're 2 white granules that are used they're, I guess, a chemical additive to the soils to enhance the soil. Sometimes these items are missing from the soil, so what I did over the years, I put them in plastic containers, but I found over the years the heat from the Florida sun melts this stuff, and then I eventually ended up with liquid. So what I did was, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, I just took the liquid and poured it into a bottle. Now I just shake the bottle. You don't put a lot of this stuff, but I just put like little, like you do with a salt shaker. I just shake a little bit just to get the fluid in there. So that basically is my soil mixture. And I end up, every time I go to redo or repot some plants, I do that and make my soil happy. Everything looks good and everything seems to be growing. It's very hard to kill a plant that is already good. It's not that it's hard. I just can't grow anything in the house, but outside the house, I'm fair game. I can grow anything that's out there. And just for over time, when I checked my neighbor, he had these little small versions of the pots, and I use them for sitting down in the garden. So I keep them in there, and I keep my tools in there, and it's good for Marty to sit down too. And there's my tools. As nasty as they're looking, but that's the tools of the Dougherty garden. So with that in mind, just take a look. Apparently the process is working. We've been doing pretty good for the last, 50 years of my life. I've been growing green every place I go. And Mother Nature's been very kind and rewarded me with nice little goodies. And thank God for Ruth, and I get all the goodies from her. And the unusual plants. So that's it. And this is Marty. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Any questions, I'm all ears. I just learned how to do Messenger and a few other stuff on Facebook. And like I say, in YouTube, and I'm all ears. I look now for the comments. I just got to make sure I click off the right boxes so the comments come through. YouTube and Facebook go out of the way to make life miserable for people that are living on the net. So if you don't have the technology, you got to use what you have. So that's it. Stop now, Marty, and let's just get some attention. Please like the video. Subscribe to the Martin Dougherty channel on YouTube. Thank you very much. Goodbye.